Alright, you guys, this is a part 2 video, so, because this camera can only record 30 minutes, so yeah, because there's so much I haven't, this video is a part 2 video, because, so if you haven't seen part 1 of this, just go watch the previous video, or maybe the link will be in the description if you haven't seen the part 1, if you haven't watched part 1. So if you only start watching just the part 2, it's better if you watch part 1 first in this video. So yeah. So anyways, let me see where I'm at. Oh yeah. I think I might have to start all over a little bit in case I messed up everything. So yeah. So a YouTuber I would have liked is Dan Sobel. So the reason why I would have liked Dan Sobel is that first of all, he likes Blue's Clues and some kid shows. I like when Dan Sobel likes his children's shows, such as Thomas and Friends, Blue's Clues, Barney and Friends. He likes Barney, The Wiggles, Bob the Builder, Thomas and Friends, Blue's Clues, Blue's Room, Blue's Clues and You. He's a huge fan of Blue's Clues, but I don't know about Donovan Patton nowadays. Because since I believe Dan Sobel already found out that I'm afraid Dan Sobel hates Donovan Patton so much. Because I like Donovan Patton, I just hope, because I'm afraid Dan Sobel is a mean YouTuber. I'm afraid he's a worse YouTuber. Just like a lot of people call him that. And I still have that drawing. As you can see, I have a drawing of Dan Sobel. But for some reason, sadly, well, back in January 2024, they think they love that my drawing of Dan Sobel was pretty cool until July 2024. They're gonna make fun of this drawing. For some reason, I can't believe Homer Simpson just made a cringe video on me. So yeah. I couldn't believe Homer Simpson just made a cringe video on me. The reasons why Homer Simpson he just did that for a reason. Well, the reasons why Homer Simpson just made a cringe video out of me is because originally it was Ryan Silva's idea. Because I guess originally he's the only one who does not to trust anyone to like Dan Sobel. I would have been ashamed to myself for me supporting Dan Sobel. Yeah, I kind of do miss liking Dan Sobel. And I would have been friends with Dan Sobel, you guys. The reason why I like Dan Sobel, this YouTuber was very interested. I would have been interested in this YouTuber. I do like to look at his YouTube channel as well. Even though I don't like Dan Sobel, I can still look at his YouTube channel. Well, right now he doesn't have his videos anymore. Because I remember back somewhere like March 30th or 31st of March, before April Fool's Day, he deleted all his old videos. I remember it's the same videos that he had, that was me making my letter segments. I remember I did make letters for Dan Sobel. I did make letter segments for Dan Sobel since 2021. And the last video I did, the last time I made a letter segment for Dan Sobel recently, I think it was back somewhere like the early 2025, and since I started liking him again, I did tell everyone, please do not hate me, but I'm afraid they might hate me. Even after I told them not forcing me to cut ties me. I can't believe a lot of YouTubers cut ties me. I can't believe Brandon Pippin. I'm afraid Andy Ho hates me now. I believe they used to like me again after I cut ties him the first time, but nowadays He hates me now. He didn't tell me to. And Manny Hope just said that he blocked me. Originally after he found out Homer Simpson made a cringe video on me. Actually, I think Homer Simpson just made a cringe video on me, but right before Dan Sobel made a video when he's changing his pajamas in front of the kids on TikTok. No one, and for the Dan Sobel hater, that's why he hates Dan Sobel a lot more. So that's why Brandon Pippin, Andy Ho decided to make a video that red alert that Dan Sobel is becoming a pedophile. And it is, so they decided, so if you guys like Dan Sobel, do not trust him at all. Like, I can't stand that at all. I wish they could handle their opinions than bashing. Nowadays, opinion is bashing. It's a good thing Nathan gave me GTA 6. Mr. Evan did not hate me for, even though I like Dan Sobel. If Mr. Evan, someone said if I like Dan Sobel, that I can handle his opinion. Handle their opinion on Dan Sobel. So yeah. I just have no choice for hating him since the first time I cut-ties him. I kind of do hate Dan Sobel except for the letter segments. I didn't want to hate him anyways. I will be very, very sad for me hating Dan Sobel. I just made a drama video of being upset. And I was very scared when they blocked me. And I'm really innocent. I wasn't doing anything bad. I don't do terrible things. The reasons why Brandon Pippin, Ryan Goodwin, and some other YouTubers cut-ties me is because I like Dan Sobel so much. And I can't believe Ryan Goodwin blocked me because my favorite movie corner the most is Ryan Goodwin. Now means I won't be able to do anything to Ryan Goodwin's YouTube channel at all because I like to tell him to upload the VHS reviews. I like doing some requests. I love doing his request videos and to what your opinion on these shows or movies. I can't believe it. I guess Ryan Silva is the only one who decided that Dan Sobel cannot be trusted. I can't believe that, you guys. I am afraid that Ryan Silva didn't want anyone to trust Dan Sobel. Oh yeah, nowadays Amanda Cartwright. Nowadays I cut-ties Amanda Cartwright, but I'm not talking about Amanda Cartwright. I'm talking about Dan Sobel and Amanda. But I will do another video of Amanda though. So stay tuned for after I'm done with the Dan Sobel part. So yeah. So I don't have anything with me with the real Dan Sobel picture on my camera. So I showed you that picture of Dan Sobel instead because I still have a picture of my drawing of Dan Sobel, and yes, I did a pretty good job for me drawing Dan Sobel. But yeah, but I'm afraid Dan Sobel is the worst YouTuber. I thought he was the best. I kind of thought Dan Sobel did some good things, but he does do both. And yes, he does like to swear. For me, I don't mind if he swears, in my opinion. And yes, he does do cuss words like the F word, the B word, the S word. And yeah, for some reason he did say the N word, just like Eric Payton did. Even though I kind of do hate Eric Payton because he's old news. Well, I kind of do hate Eric Payne, except he likes Sid Phillips. So yeah. Well, I'm kind of neutral for Eric Payne's video about Detroit Winter. I still have the old Eric Payne videos, lost videos, when he made a message for Jory Miller. I'm not talking about Eric Payne. I'm talking about Dan Sobel. So yeah. That YouTuber it will not be boring. I was interested in that YouTuber. I would have been obsessed with Dan Sobel. I would have been a huge fan of Dan Sobel too. I'm afraid nobody's a huge fan of Dan Sobel except Jennifer Manning. Jennifer Manning, I think she still likes Dan Sobel, but mostly she likes she only likes Dan Sobel. There are some. I'm not. It's a good thing not. Well, I'm not the only one. I know. Not every. There are some very uncommon YouTubers who still like Dan Sobel, but I'm afraid the rules are do not support Dan Sobel. I am never gonna force everyone to hate Dan Sobel. Just because they like Dan Sobel doesn't mean I will cut ties other YouTubers for supporting Dan Sobel. So yeah. Because I'm afraid they think I'm a bad YouTuber and they think I do bad things. And Ryan Silva told me, you like Dan Sobel? And I'm not a bad person just because I like Dan Sobel, you guys. Since Ryan Silva said, you like Dan Sobel? Of course you're a bad person. Like, seriously. Since I like Dan, only if I like Dan Sobel. Only. But only, just because I like Dan Sobel doesn't mean I'm a bad person. And in fact, I don't really do a lot of bad things anyways. The only reasons why I like Dan Sobel in the past is not because he did something wrong, it's because he likes to do his Blue's Clues stuff. Yeah, that's why I would prefer to Dan Sobel. And nowadays, right now, I don't know about his taste test videos and his Blue's Clues letter segments. Yeah, I only hate Dan Sobel except his Blue's Clues stuff. Or his fun stuff. I only like Dan Sobel for the good stuff, only if it's appropriate. And sometimes he likes nursery rhyme videos. It is kind of boring sometimes, but as long as it's I remember it's fun. For me, liking Dan Sobel is a lot of fun. Do you know why I only like Dan Sobel for his entertaining stuff only, not because he did something wrong. I only like Dan Sobel is that the only thing I like about Dan Sobel is because, well, he likes Blue's Clues. Like I said many times, he likes to do taste test videos, rip videos when people have passed away. Yeah, those are the stuff I would have liked, Dan Sobel. And yes, you could hate Dan Sobel all you want. But I don't know about his bad stuff. I only prefer the good stuff, guys. So, Nate, and if you're watching this, the reasons why I cut ties Dan Sobel is here's the thing, Nate. It's because because a lot of YouTubers have lost my respect. I guess you hate Dan Sobel because of me. I only hate Dan Sobel is because a lot of YouTubers, you don't have to hate Dan Sobel, Nate. Well, I only just did because it hurts because Brendan Pippin, a lot of YouTubers just hurts my feelings. But because I'm really innocent, I'm not really a bad YouTuber. I can't believe they call me. I can't believe Ryan Silva told me I'm a bad person. I'm glad not everybody thinks I'm a bad person. And a lot of people just make fun of me. I don't think. Well, Brendan Pippin hates me, right? Still, I'm afraid Diego Ornelas and Brendan Pippin, Andy Ho. I guess Andy Ho doesn't like me anymore. He used to like me after I hate him for the first time, but I guess after I hate him, I'm afraid I have no position on Dan Sobel. I guess he doesn't want to trust me anymore. I really wish that Brendan Pippin, Ron Good, Andrew Broussard. I'm not sure Anthony Craig likes me, but I'm gonna have to let it be. I don't know if Mario Lopez hates Dan Sobel, but if he likes Dan Sobel, I can handle his opinion. But I do know that Homer Simpson, I remember he did used to have the cringe video on Jordan Bowens and me. But he didn't have them anymore. I guess Homer Simpson YouTube channel did delete the video. And I'm glad he did I'm glad Homer Simpson deleted the video of a cringe video on me. I guess the reasons why, because I hate him now. I guess Homer Simpson doesn't like me anymore, had no opinion on me. The reasons why is because I'm a Dan Sobel supporter, or Amanda Cartwright. Well, I just hate Dan Sobel in April or May and the summer of June. I only just hate Dan Sobel until I hate two YouTubers now. Dan Sobel and Amanda Cartwright. I'm not going to talk about Amanda Cartwright until I'm done with the Dan Sobel part. So yeah. If that will be the final part, I will do another video, which is Amanda Cartwright. So yeah. So Nate, the reasons why I hate Dan Sobel. So Nate, the Game Me 2006, if you're watching this, the reasons why I hate Dan Sobel and cut ties Dan Sobel, Nate, if you're watching this, it's because Brendan Pippin, Ryan Goodwin, and including Diego Hernandez Romero, hates me. Because the reason why they did that is because the reason why they cut ties me because they didn't want everyone to like Dan Sobel anymore. Nowadays, especially Amanda Cartwright and Cocomelon. Cocomelon's a TV show. They didn't want everyone to like Dan Sobel, Amanda Cartwright, or Cocomelon. I would have liked Cocomelon. I would have not mind Cocomelon. I would have liked or neutral to Dan Sobel. If I did like Dan Sobel last time, I'm only neutral to Dan Sobel because I know that because I found out Dan Sobel did bad things recently or in the past, and I'm afraid that I guess the reasons why Dan Sobel closed his account or didn't have his videos because I'm afraid that Donovan Patton made a grounding video to Dan Sobel. So yeah. For me, during my first reaction video when Dan Sobel when he has no videos on his channel, when he kind of closed his YouTube channel, I did say, oh no, I didn't say myself. It's actually the Teletubbies video when Dipsy said, oh no, and then they commented, I can't stand it anymore. So that's why. Yeah, because I still like Dan Sobel. I only like him for his Blues Clues letter segments. I don't like when Dan Sobel did something wrong. And yes, nowadays Adam Carter hates Dan Sobel. So yeah. And I cut ties Dan Sobel since I've cut ties Dan Sobel since I originally cut ties Dan Sobel since somewhere in August, at the beginning of August of 2024. And then I started liking him again after I found out when Dan Sobel hurts my feelings, so I can't stand it anymore. And after I found out when Ryan Silva blocked me recently, I just found out that Dan Sobel and I do understand why Dan Sobel did something wrong. I'll tell you the reasons why I hate Dan Sobel. You're gonna love this for the Dan Sobel haters. First, number one, back in September 2022, he screamed at one of my friends. Number 2, he makes message videos out of my good friends. And number 3, he cusses, swearing, and posts his middle finger to my friends for no reason at all. In which, come on, Dan Sobel. Only if Dan Sobel did something bad, that is. For me, if I did like Dan Sobel, I really don't care if he did something wrong, but now I do, since I hate him. So yeah. And you know what, you guys? I like to do the same. I will do the same thing like Jordan Bowens, like he did a statement on Dan Sobel. You know what? I have officially fed up with Dan Sobel nowadays. If Dan Sobel watching this video, I have no choice. I'm very sorry, Dan Sobel, but I can't. But we're not really friends anymore, Dan. You don't have to watch it if you want, but if Dan Sobel were watching this on this video, that is. So it's kind of like a statement video or rant or do whatever I want when I talk about Dan Sobel. So yeah. And I remember Dan Sobel changing his pajamas in front of the kids on TikTok. And I'll tell you what's worse about Dan Sobel. Do you know what's worse about Dan Sobel I don't like? Is that he was being naked on Google Meets. You know what? This is the most thing I don't like about Dan Sobel. Is he was being naked on Google Meets. Yeah, he was completely naked. I'm afraid it's just like back in August of 2024, Amanda Cartwright just see her underwear showing. But I'm not talking about Amanda Cartwright. I'm talking about Dan Sobel. So yeah. And he was kissing on her dog's lips. And also what's worse, he made good YouTubers an unhappy birthday. Like, come on, Dan Sobel. For me, I don't care. The only things are better on Dan Sobel besides what he have done in the past, I would have liked is his Blue's Clues letter segments, taste test videos, and some other good stuff are way better than what he have done in the past. I don't mind his taste test videos, in my opinion. I would have liked his taste test videos, rip videos when people have passed away. That's what he did. He did a pretty good job making a letter segment for me. I did appreciate that. The only thing I appreciate to Dan Sobel is that he did make a letter segment for me, and yes, he does make mistakes. And he did show me shows I like, or if I'm not interested, or shows I like, or shows I'm not really into. I know he did show me a letter segment for me. It's a show that was on Netflix. And yes, he does like kids and adult shows. And yes, he does like adult shows, such as Family Guy, South Park, The Simpsons. Yes, I think I like The Simpsons so much. And yes, I do like The Simpsons. Especially, most of the adult shows I like the most nowadays is The Simpsons. And I don't mind Family Guy. I would like Family Guy. I don't mind Family Guy. But I know this show isn't appropriate. Well, it is kind of inappropriate on The Simpsons. For me, kind of, because this show is PG. Most of The Simpsons episodes are TV-14s. When rarely they put TVG, what's very weird. On the last episode of The Simpsons in 1997, and the first Simpsons episode in 1998, those were some of the last episode in 1997 and the first episode in 1998 were TVG for some reason. So yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, I don't know how they did. I guess for some reason that 1 or 2 episode would have been a family show. Yeah, most all the Simpsons episodes are for children. No, it is for adults, except one episode would have been for children. But yeah, I think that's the only show that was for kids on The Simpsons. It's just the only episode. I don't know. I could be wrong, but mostly The Simpsons is for adults. But yeah, well, yeah, mostly it's for adults. But I'm not talking about The Simpsons because I do like The Simpsons in my opinion. So yeah, I kind of do like the shows that are inappropriate. I'm not really into all that bad stuff, except The Simpsons. So yeah. He does like kids and adult shows and movies. He likes shows. Yeah, especially he does like adult animated movies such as Sausage Party. I don't know if he likes. And yeah, in case you're wondering, he is not a Christian. He is Jewish. Even in case you're wondering, you guys, I am a Christian as well. If I love religious TV shows mostly, or it's actually VeggieTales. I do like VeggieTales and 3-2-1 Penguins. And some people, I know Rachel Mediachat thinks 3-2-1 Penguins is a rip-off VeggieTales, but it's more like it's from the creators of VeggieTales. And yes, I do like 3-2-1 Penguins. And I do love VeggieTales. And speaking of that, I might collect VeggieTales VHS tapes. Next time I'll get more Lyric Studios VHS, I'll get VeggieTales. Most I'll get VeggieTales. I think I like the most. But, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what else I gotta say with this video because I guess this video will be like an hour or take a long time. I'm not sure if I'll do a third part. I might do a third part. I think this third part will be most of all will be a final part. I don't want 4 parts though. I don't nowadays I don't want the third part, but yeah. Or maybe I'll just do 2 parts. I don't know. So yeah, that's the reason why I would like Dan Sobel. I think I'll do a third part, but I'll do it the easy way. Than just something a lot of explaining stuff like that. So yeah. And for some reason, Homer Simpson YouTube channel just made a cringe video on me when I made a YouTube short song to Dan Sobel. I might keep that video just in case because I like that. Because I still have a YouTube short song for Dan Sobel. But I'm just gonna read. So yeah. I might have to change the name since I don't like Dan anymore. Since I don't like Dan Sobel anymore, I might change my name. Only one of my favorites, and I'm just gonna delete some videos. Cause I might have to delete. I did have the video. I still have a video about me eating a pretzel, for me making a letter, but I don't think Dan Sobel did that. So Homer Simpson just made a cringe video on me for me making a letter say for Dan Sobel about my favorite color. And he only made cringe videos on me when Homer Simpson YouTube channel just made a cringe video on me, which is Dan Sobel and Amanda Cartwright. And when I did to Amanda Cartwright, it's when me showing my made-up character Silly Girl and Barbie Boombox. I don't know if I'll delete the video, but I might delete a video about me liking Amanda. Yeah, I'm afraid that Dan Sobel is the worst YouTuber ever. I have to agree with you guys. I'm very sorry for me supporting Dan Sobel. And I'm very, very sorry for me liking Dan Sobel. I should never like Dan Sobel big time in the first place. You guys. And speaking of, since I'm not finished explaining, this will be stay tuned for another video. Once again, this is going to be part 3.